Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I'm still in Biloxi, Mississippi today. I hope to be heading for Florida tomorrow. If you want to find anything about me, go to MySpace where I have a page. I also have an account with Twitter and Facebook. This is a very simple concept pitch about what airports need to add that would be a lot more accommodating to passengers, especially those who are stuck in Europe right now, can't get home simply because of the volcanoes in Iceland. Uh, this is a concept I've been pitching for about 20, 30 years. It's slowly coming around, but it's still a long ways off. And it's something that every large airport, particularly in the world, should be required to have. And that's simply they need to have hotel rooms, motel rooms, whatever, inside these large airports. And if a passenger is going to be stuck for days, or let's say for maybe 12 hours or more, 8 hours or more, whatever, they should be given a free room, a place to go where they can shower. These airports need to have a lot of showers, for people who are going to be held over for a long period of time. And you would think by now this would be common, and they shouldn't charge for this. These motels or so on, which would not be your regular Motel 6 rooms. They would be very small, but they have a shower and a place for a person to lay down, maybe watch a little television or something, or maybe they just have the screens built in where people, in each room they would just automatically be on, and a place for people to go to wait out a long wait, because there's going to be times when airports are going to be shut down due to weather, and now, as you can see, volcanoes. And it could be a destination people are heading in. There's been an earthquake in that place. They can't leave, or where they're at, there's an earthquake and they can't leave. It's no fun being stuck at an airport. It's a horrible thing, and I think we've all been through it, and it's really nerve-wracking. But it would seem by now they would have accommodations for people, a place to go within the airport. Some of them are big enough. They certainly have the room. They have all these big long hallways with nothing in them. Why don't they start putting rooms in them, even if it's just something like a hostel? A place where a person can go to wait it out. Where they don't, like in Europe, a lot of people are having to take showers in a sink, having to wash up in the bathroom sinks there. There ought to be showers there. There ought to be a lot of showers there. And you think by now they would have something like that, even if it's just like a dormitory type shower, bath showers, I don't understand why airports don't want these in there. I've never figured that out. They can shut them down when there's no need for them, but when you have a situation like you have now with the volcano disrupting air traffic, you think they would have something like that. And you need to contact your congressional representative. You need to contact your governor, and you need to start the ball rolling and start pushing for this nationwide. It's just, we're behind the times here in America, at least. I don't know about Europe, but here we're way behind the times when it comes to airports. We're still lagging behind some of the Asian nations, particularly. Europe, it doesn't sound like their airports are much better than ours, because that's what I've been hearing about, people having to bathe in a sink. So that means they don't have mass showers or showers anywhere for people to go to. And unfortunately, these airports, if they offer something extra, they want money for it. Well, if you're going to run an airport, you need to offer something for free when it's not a passenger's fault. And having a place for passengers to go lay down, to wait out a long ride, is very important. If they can't go to these airports, then they need to have a bus system set up and a place to send people to wait out these things, where they don't have to sit at the airport looking out some window for hours and hours or days and days. It's just absolutely ridiculous. We're more advanced than that, but the airports are not. Unfortunately, and our governments are not either. Our American government's a good example of stupidity. It's a very non-creative branch of government, and that's why America is suffering so much, because it has no creative people left anymore. We're just dying out. That's why Hollywood's dying out, and the entertainment industry is dying out, because it has no creativity. It's not creative anymore. It can't create new programs, new ideas, new thoughts of anything anymore, it seems like. They're just doing remakes of everything now and trying to blame the other for their failures. And of course, they keep a lot of people who are failures in business. That's why all the networks are run by idiots, because they're the ones that got all the power, and they're not going to give that power up no matter how bad things get. NBC is a prime example of that. Maybe I think it's Comcast that's taking over NBC. Maybe they'll change things. We'll see. But nonetheless, you need to get the ball rolling and start emailing, writing letters to your congressman, and start asking them to move legislations on that require airports to offer accommodations to people, our passengers, in the airport who are there waiting, having to wait out a long wait in which it's not their fault. It's as simple as that. And it ought to be free. And these things only open up when people have to wait, and they can do it in a manner that will keep costs down, because you're not going to open these rooms up or anything like that until it's really needed. That will cost extra money. You might have to add $1 onto a ticket or or something to pay for it, but it's worth it. It would be very much worth it. Anyway, it's just a thought, something I've been pitching for years and years without much success, although little by little some of the airports around the world and around the United States are starting to move in that direction. Some do offer things like that, but of course they charge you for it like they would anything else. Not when it's not your fault. When it's not your fault, they ought to, they're the ones who ought to offer it for free. Thanks for your time. My name is Dale Hyde. If you want to find anything about me, go to MySpace or Twitter or Facebook. Thank you for your time.